fuck.
You guys ever seen those K-pop rotoscoping dancing videos? Don't lie, I know you've seen them. You see them even when you don't want to see them. Well, recently I've been seeing them a whole lot more than usual in my recommendations for some reason. You literally watch one random video and YouTube decides to shove a shit ton down your throat. I mean, I'm not complaining. They look pretty cool. I even tried to make one myself using a friend's dance footage. They seem so simple to make since you literally just trace over the original footage. I mean that's pretty much what rotoscoping is. You pretty much trace over someone's original work. Fucking take someone else's work and rotoscope it and then upload it and claim it to be their own. Who would ever do that? Seems like something a piece of shit would do, right? To try to claim credit for themselves. Well, guess what? That's what we're doing today. Sort of. So I had this crazy idea. What if, okay, instead of rotoscoping a K-pop dance video, I try to rotoscope a real life movie fight scene and turn it into an anime. Genius, right? That'd be so fucking cool. So I went to work. By the way, rotoscoping is a very controversial technique in the animation world like I was talking about earlier, but we'll get into that a little more later on in the video. Alright, first let's find a movie fight scene that'd be nice to turn into an anime, shall we? Okay, so I looked into a bunch of scenes from movies like Ip Man, John Wick, The Raid, and these were all pretty good scenes, but I needed a little more flashiness for an anime scene. So I checked out fight scenes that use different weapons such as swords, more swords, laser swords. But I bet you guys can already tell from the thumbnail and the very first clip which scene I decided on using. This scene is from Netflix's Witcher series. It's the usual main character beating up a bunch of thugs type of scene. The fight scene seemed perfect with the main character, Geralt, being a superhuman type of character, swinging a sword around and literally butchering a bunch of thugs on the street. You know, anime love their OP ass dudes with swords, fucking up weaker dudes. Now I just had to choose from the endless pool of OP anime swordsmen. Geralt is holding a thick ass longsword, so I wanted to choose someone that wielded a sword about the same length and weight. Because I wanted to make it seem a little more realistic, as if they're actually swinging a sword around, which is why I didn't want to choose something like Star Wars because they swing those lightsabers effortlessly. After 5 minutes of intensive research, I ended up deciding on future Trunks from Dragon Ball Super, not the future Trunks from Dragon Ball Z since I didn't want to get demonetized. Are they even the same guy? Fuck it, who cares. Alrighty, time to get to work. So the first thing I did was convert the Witcher scene to 24 FPS, which is the standard for most anime. Also, I didn't want to rotoscope 60 frames a second. I don't hate myself that much. So I slapped the 24 FPS scene into Adobe Animate, lowered the opacity of the layer, and started tracing away. I decided if I was going to be rotoscoping, I might as well use it as an opportunity to study the scene. So I ended up going over it real quick with a rough outline of the body and movement of the character. Geralt is a little thicker than Trunks, so I had to tone down his muscles a bit. Halfway through I noticed, wow, this is taking a long ass time. Pretty sure the rough animation took me a good hour and a half to finish. Going over the scene frame by frame made me notice how weird the fight scene really was. Like over here, this guy just gets stabbed in the knee and all of a sudden loses the ability to just bonk Geralt in the head and just falls to the ground. Also, most of the time the swords don't even look like they connect with the body of some people. But I mean, I guess when you add it all together, it still ended up being a pretty cool scene. Just gotta cover up some mistakes with some blood effects and easy peasy. Anyways, after I finished the rough, it was time to do the line animation. I was about an hour in when I finally took in what I got myself into. I worked for 1 whole hour and all I got was the first 2 to 3 seconds. This was going to take a lot longer than I anticipated. But hey, we're in quarantine, it's not like I have anything else better to do than waste my time tracing this scene frame by frame for YouTube views, am I right? So I grabbed myself some coffee, picked out a random podcast, got comfortable, and went to work. Oh wow, look how fast I'm going. Alright, while Past Dave is putting in work, let's have a little conversation about rotoscoping, shall we? Okay, real quick, it's pretty much just tracing over another piece of work, whether it's real life footage, another animation, etc. It's kinda weird to find a point where it goes from okay to rotoscope to you're a piece of shit for rotoscoping, but if you're tracing over another man's hard work and claiming it to be your own, then you're a piece of shit. I remember there was that one dude that traced over a bunch of Naruto fights and just made a quick stick figure animation of it. It got like bare views, and he only mentioned he got some inspiration from Naruto when people started calling him out for it. Yeah, don't be that guy. That's really fucking lame. Sony also had that one commercial that was rotoscope. That was pretty lame too. In my opinion, it's okay to use rotoscoping as a learning tool, like if you're first starting off as an animator and need some reference or somewhere to start. I'm saying it's okay because that's what I did. I used rotoscoping to study the movement and flow of anime fight scenes, and honestly, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am today without it. There are also some anime that use rotoscoping as an animation technique. Like, yeah, I see that one cute ass anime ending? Yeah, this is rotoscope. There are a lot of do's and don'ts, okay? Check out this one video by another animator, Howard Wimsh. I am so sorry for butchering your name, my dude. But yeah, he has a video where he talks about rotoscoping, when it's okay, when it's not okay. It's very detailed, and I highly recommend you guys to check it out. You know, while you're there too, just check out his channel. He has a lot of helpful animation videos. Oh, I think Past Dave is finished. How long has it been? Oh shit, 6 hours? Past Dave, you good? It's me, Future. Oh, and he's fucking dead. Okay, get the new animator in there. Back to work. After the line animation is finished, it's time to color it in. This is the most mindless part of animating for me. Also the most relaxing and therapeutic. Still took forever to do though. But it's all good, I can just fast forward it for you guys. Boom, it's done. Great. Now it's time to add some baddies for Trunks to slash up. My original plan was to do the entire Ginyu Force, but fuck that, I'm so broken and tired right now, I ended up just using Frieza. But not just once, and not twice, but every single baddie is Frieza. Yep. Trunks is just fighting a bunch of Frieza recolors. Why not? Now we slap in the sword, boom. Oh my gosh, it's really coming together. I'm like so excited. I got kinda lazy with the Friezas and just gave them a bunch of metal poles to fight with. I swear, the scene just gets weirder and weirder. Okay, the main animation is finished. It's background time. The background is in separate layers. We got the sky, clouds, far mountains, close mountains, and the ground. I was going to do a regular blue sky background, but I didn't want Trunks' hair and jacket to mix in with the blue sky, so instead we're fighting on Namek since they got a green sky over there. I made the background in layers to help create a parallaxing effect when our characters move around. With this you can create an effect where the camera looks like it's panning or rotating instead of just one flat background. To make a panning effect, I just have to make sure the layers closer to us move faster than the things further away. So from fast to slow it goes the ground, close mountains, far mountains, clouds, and then the sky pretty much just stays in one place. To do a rotating effect, you literally just do the opposite. So from fast to slow you go clouds, far mountains, close mountains, ground. Nice. Background is done. Now for the fun part, the effects. For blood, I like to switch to a more slanted brush because I think it makes the blood look cooler. There isn't really a definitive way to do blood. Depending on how the damage is done, like the trajectory of like certain things, you'll need to animate the blood accordingly. So like for popping off this man's head, I started off with a gigantic pew for the first frame, you know what I mean? Like the drastic change from this frame to this frame gives the viewers like a popping feeling. So it's like we're chilling, and then pow! Jeez, that man is as dead as my Discord server. The next few frames are just following through the motion of the blood. Then you slow it down near the end and have gravity start affecting the blood after they lose all their energy from popping out of the man's head. I hope that made sense. I tried my best. I am going to cry if I get demonetized because of this. Okay, quick, next thing. Sparks. Sparks are really easy to do. They're kind of similar, but not really. I amp up my brush size to like 60 or some big ass number like that, and kind of like the blood, depending on the trajectory of object A hitting object B, the sparks will fly accordingly. So for example, here, sword swing this way and hit metal pole. First frame, bang, lots of sparks. Next frame, the sparks spread out, and then they turn into white balls until they slowly disappear. You want to have the same sort of thing with the blood, where there's a sudden impact, then it slows down. Only difference with the sparks is it's a lot lighter than blood, so it won't be as affected by gravity as much. Just make sure you ease that shit out to make sure it's smooth looking. I wanted to do a Super Saiyan transformation near the end because I thought it'd be pretty cool, and to be honest, it makes it look like Trunks went a little overboard. But yo, so much random shit is happening with this fight scene already, with the metal rod wielding rainbow clone Frieza army. This is kind of whatever at this point. So for the transformation, I want to do the most anime thing ever to give the scene that extra oomph. An impact frame. Can't be an anime without impact frames. Some of you are probably thinking, Dave, what are impact frames? Of course you wouldn't know. You're a dog. Impact frames are like the little sprinkle on top for good anime fight scenes. They're frames that show impact. Like literally, that's the simplest way to explain it. Here's an example. Mob Psycho. Right before this man gets pummeled into concrete, boom, impact frame. My Hero Academia. Boom, impact frame. Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Boom, impact frame. You get the point. Okay, let's add one of these bad boys into our scenes, shall we? Most impact frames last around 3 to 5 frames. Sometimes it's barely noticeable, sometimes it's long as fuck. It's more like a visual illusion, I guess, to give the viewer a feeling of power or impact. I'm not as experienced with impact frames, but I'm gonna try my best. Okay, cool. Now we're pretty much finished the entire animation at this point, and it only took us a long time. But we ain't finished yet. No. Now we put in sound effects. I have a folder filled with sound effects I collected over the years. I also got sound files from this one YouTuber who creates his own HD sound files. So if you're looking for high quality sound effects, check this guy out. It's honestly so worth the price. Okay, let's grab all our layers and shove them in a folder. Gotta keep things tidy around here. Create a couple of new layers and let's get sound effecting. Alright, we got the sounds down. I didn't really have anything to say about how to do it, just make stuff make noise. It's easy peasy. I guess one tip I have about sound effects is when something hits or connects, I try to have the sound effect start a few frames before the actual hit. So over here the hit connects, the sound effect of the actual hit will be 1 to 2 frames before. So it kind of helps the viewer connect the two better, in my opinion. I don't know. Okay, anyways, we done. It's time to export that shit. Alright. It's time to see our masterpiece. So here's the original Witcher scene. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the animation we created by rotoscoping the original scene. You know, I honestly am really proud of how it turned out. Turned out better than I expected, to be honest. It also took longer than I expected too. Oh, I was also planning on putting faces, but I already spent way too much time on the thing. I honestly could not be bothered. Hey, it still turned out pretty nice, right? Let me know what y'all think. Is this ugly as fuck? Am I a dirty rotoscoping piece of shit? Let me know. I actually really like how the Super Saiyan part turned out. Well, that's all for now, folks. I probably will never do this again since it took so goddamn long, but if you guys have any other real life scenes you'd think would be nice to animify, share your opinions down below. Thanks for watching. Until next time, my friends. Did you like the animation? Fuck no.